Hello and welcome to this free course on how to reduce your anxiety in 7 days or less. It is a sad fact that 1 in 4 of us will suffer some form of mental illness during our lifetime. Anxiety disorders are the most common form of mental illness. In the US alone, 40 million adults ages 18 and above are affected, or around 18.1% of the population every year. Anxiety disorders are highly treatable, yet sadly only 36.9% of those who suffer get help. People with an anxiety disorder are 3 to 5 times more likely to go to the doctor and 6 times more likely to be hospitalised for psychiatric disorders compared to those who do not suffer from anxiety disorders. My name is Stephen. I'm 38 from the United Kingdom. I suffered from crippling panic attacks, social anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder from the age of 18 up until the age of 36 as a result of a series of traumatic events. This comprised mainly of bullying at school and in the workplace and abuse from my father. My anxiety disorder caused a variety of problems for me, from poor academic performance, relationship problems and problems holding down a job. For years I felt alone, lost, scared and confused as to why I was experiencing these strange sensations. At first I tried to dismiss these feelings. I turned to pornography to help deal with it. I soon became addicted to it, spending hours a day immersed in online pornography. In 2008 I sought help and had professional counselling to help me deal with my anxiety and addictions. This had a short-term positive effect and I was able to help control my anxiety to a certain extent, but I had by no means defeated it. In January 2015 my anxiety reared its ugly head once more after I started a new job. It caused me to get fired after it affected my performance. I became depressed, withdrawn, and even had suicidal thoughts. It was at my lowest point that I decided that I wanted to defeat anxiety for good. I really had enough. So I studied hard. I learned all about brain chemistry and decided once and for all to cure myself. Contained within this guide is one of the methods that I discovered to help reduce anxiety in 7 days or less. The method that I'm going to share with you is the link between something that we have every day in our food and anxiety, and that is sugar. We are born hardwired to like things that taste sweet. Preferring sweets is a survival mechanism that humans have developed to protect us from eating toxic foods. If you're feeling stressed out, anxious or depressed, you may crave sweets and find that they make you feel better, temporarily. Sugar-rich foods and foods that are refined carbohydrates are anything but comforting in the long run. There's a complicated relationship between sugar, your brain and mental health. Let's look at how sugar and other sweeteners affect your brain and fuel anxiety. Table sugar is pure white crystalline sucrose, usually extracted from sugarcane or sugar beets. It has no nutritive value and in many ways is more like a drug than a food. To understand how sucrose impacts you and your mood, we need to take a look at its 2 components, glucose and fructose. While glucose and fructose are structurally very similar, they behave differently in the body. Glucose is a simple sugar molecule that's a building block of many plant-based complex carbohydrates, such as those found in whole grains, legumes, fruits and vegetables. Glucose is essential to life. It circulates in your blood and provides energy to all your cells, especially your brain cells, which use a disproportionate amount of energy. Since brain cells can't store energy, they need a steady supply of glucose. While your liver can break down stored fat to produce ketones to feed the brain in a pinch, most brains run on glucose most of the time. Fructose is another simple sugar naturally found in fruit and sweet vegetables like carrots. Virtually every cell in the body can metabolize glucose for energy, but only liver cells can handle fructose. Refined sugars like white sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and even healthy sweeteners like honey and maple syrup are roughly half glucose and half fructose. The fructose found in fruit and vegetables is easily handled by the body, but a diet high in added fructose from concentrated sweeteners raises blood fructose levels, and this is a health disaster. Elevated blood fructose contributes to disease in the heart, liver and kidneys. It increases the risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes. And it contributes to chronic inflammation, an underlying cause of a wide range of psychiatric and neurodegenerative disorders. You may turn to sugar when you're feeling blue. It can make you feel better temporarily, but in fact sugar feeds depression. Here's what research shows on the link between sugar and depression. A study across 6 countries found a highly significant correlation between sugar consumption and the rate of depression. Frequent consumption of fast food and commercial baked goods can increase the risk of depression by up to 38%. Both sugar-sweetened and artificially sweetened drinks increase the chances of developing depression. And most significantly is the Women's Health Initiative dietary modification trial. This huge study found the dietary habits of 49,000 women over 8 years. One finding of this study was that the sugar and processed grains increase the risk of anxiety and depression, while fruits and vegetables decrease the risk. One surprise of this study was that no health benefits were found by following a low-fat diet. It did not lower participants' risk for heart disease or cancer, nor did it help them maintain a normal weight. This is important to know because the healthy fats missing from the foods in low-fat diets are critical to brain health and function. Just as you may eat sugar to lighten your mood when you're feeling down, you may also eat it to relax when you're feeling stressed or anxious. In the short term, stress can depress appetite, but chronic stress increases appetite by raising levels of stress hormones and the hunger hormone ghrelin. Stress also affects food preferences, making you crave sugar, fat or both. That's why no one craves a big bowl of broccoli when they're stressed out. Here's how sugar affects blood sugar levels, leading to anxiety. Foods with a high glycemic index like sugar, high fructose corn syrup or wheat cause blood sugar levels to spike. Your body responds by making insulin, which causes your blood sugar to drop. Low blood sugar then causes your adrenal glands to release the stress hormones cortisol and epinephrine. This gets your liver to release stored sugar to bring your blood sugar level back to normal. But these hormones, the same ones released when you are in fight or flight stress mode, also ramp up anxiety and can even trigger panic attacks. There's evidence that eating sugar can induce anxiety independently of hyperglycemia, but hyperglycemia is undoubtedly a major physical cause of stress and anxiety. Hyperglycemia occurs when your blood sugar level drops too low. The symptoms of anxiety and hyperglycemia are so similar that doctors have been misdiagnosing hyperglycemia as anxiety for decades. Common symptoms of both include mood swings, brain fog, nervousness, restlessness, irritability, inability to concentrate, and crying spells. A low blood sugar attack can leave you feeling jittery, sweating, heart pounding, and confused, very much like an anxiety attack. You can also experience what is known as relative or reactive hyperglycemia. This occurs when the symptoms of low blood sugar are present, even though your actual blood sugar level is in the normal range. If you suspect your anxiety is related to hyperglycemia, it is critical that you limit your intake of all refined carbohydrates and sugar and eat protein, healthy fats and complex carbohydrates instead. You might be thinking of trading in sugar for an artificial sweetener, but that comes with its own drawbacks. Over 7,000 aspartame side effects were reported to the FDA, that's the US Food and Drug Administration, between 1982 and 1995. Chronic health conditions reported to be aggravated by aspartame include anxiety, depression, attention disorders, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. One major study on over 250,000 soda drinkers found that drinking soft drinks sweetened with aspartame, saccharin, or Splenda increased the likelihood of depression by 31%. Numerous neurological side effects are linked to sucralose, including anxiety, depression, brain fog, headaches, migraines, dizziness, and tinnitus. We are hardwired to love sweet foods, but much to the detriment of our mental health. The modern diet contains an overabundance of sugar and refined carbohydrates. The glucose and fructose found in whole plant foods are not hazardous to your health. But the evidence is clear. Refined sugars significantly contribute to depression and anxiety via several mechanisms. The solution is simple but not easy. Replace processed foods and refined sugars with whole foods that don't contain added sweeteners. Remember, eliminate sugar as much as possible from your diet, as it is fueling your anxiety. Take action today to get results. To get more great anxiety-busting tips, visit www.anxietyfreedomtoday.com.